Hello, guys, in the chat. Hello. Oh, I'm live. Shit. Oops. I was typing in the YouTube chat. Hey, Jaleel, Rebel. I hadn't put the link out yet, so waiting a minute. I gotta wait till my YouTube catches up and everything because I got a delay and everything on it. So I know I wasn't gonna do one today, but after yesterday, I don't know what was up with me yesterday. Just weird. Not usually like that when I'm painting, and that really was, I don't know. I guess somebody close to me was stressed out or something yesterday, and I was picking up on it. Maybe, I don't know. But I hope whoever it was, they're okay now. Um, anyway, I'm gonna try to do this without headphones if possible. Plugged in. No, okay, okay. So, um, anyway, it takes a minute for it to catch. So, I'll be rolling me a cigarette while it's catching here. There it goes. Okay, give me just a few minutes, a minute or two, and I will put the Hangout link in. And um, you know, I've been talking a lot about a lot of different things in the last week or so. So um, y'all know, y'all know the usual stuff. The we usually talk about. About GMOs, vaccines, and the shadow government, things like that. But I'm gonna start doing this like every Saturday. But through the week I'll make videos. This is the only live thing I'll probably do. So is this show here for the time being because through the looking glass. I, what was the song? There's a song I can't remember the name, but it says the answer's in the looking glass. Maybe an Oasis song. Um, Let me think. The Master Plan, I believe. So yeah, we all play our part. Um, it's the grand chessboard after all. Um, like that shit. Do what you know you're supposed to do. Is what I meant in my video earlier today. Um, so and if you got off that path, you need to get back on it, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So I know some others out there that's got off track too. They're like I said, I see things and everything, and I see these people going in the wrong directions, and you can't tell them, because you're like, I'm my own person. You can't tell me that, But I guess they'll have to learn on their own that the hard way, like I have, So just hope they do soon, because really gets really breaks my heart to see people off on the wrong path, and you can't do anything to stop them going that path, So, um, no, I know I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, you know. So, uh, it's just my take on things is so been through a lot since I've been on here. Made a lot of good friends. So I hope they all know how much they mean to me. So I'm sure they do. But sometimes they forget. Like I sometimes forget. We're only human in this body. That is, we're so much more than that. Um, the we all, yeah, I roll my own tobacco. Yeah, it's cheaper. But like I've said, we're more than this. Like Frankie say, we're just meat sticks. And what's inside, what's important. The soul, your light behind your eyes. And there's been certain people I met, here, and I see look in their eye. I'm like, oh my God, I'm blown away, one in particular, and it was just like, holy shit. What else can I say? It was just mind blowing. It's like that Oasis song, "The Shock of the Lightning," "The Shock of the Light." When I looked at him, I'm like, oh my god, it's it's important, seeing that, because you tell a lot about someone just by looking in their eyes. Um, so that's why I've always shown myself, because you see me, um, I have nothing to hide, So not saying those that don't, they do have something to hide, but that's just me, I have nothing to hide, I've been a lot more open here the past week or two, so you know I don't care who knows, this stuff, because it's like they they know this stuff anyway, and I don't know what he's laughing at. It's not me. Anyway, get that out there. Um, so I think I got the hangout link. Oh no, so I never did get it. So anyway, I see I only have 3 viewers because YouTube it hides live feeds from people. So it, yeah, fuck you, YouTube. Um, so I have shared it and it auto shared it, I think. So um, just give me a minute here. Let's see, a thing or two. Ah, let's see. Where am I at here? No, wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing 2 or 3 different things here. Um, don't know. Okay, let me see here. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. Shit. Hello. What the fuck have they done? This is weird. What the hell? Weird emoticons. Very weird. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Give me a second. Here. They're fighting or something. Okay, I'm sorry. It was funny. Um, they got to share and they don't like it. It doesn't display the video. What? Well, that sucks. Don't display the video before you delete. That sucks. Yeah. Well. Okay. Here's emoticons. Okay, I just put the link in there. Oh, you're in here. I'm sorry. Showing broadcast. There you go. You just unmute. Let me fix my volume first here. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they made a whole new thing.
I know. I'm going headphoneless, so get too much feedback in them. So and it's so funny. I'm sorry. Oh, how you doing? How you doing tonight, Dave?
All right, yourself?
Good, good. Yeah. Snow day. Yay!
That's funny.
Yeah, I had fun playing in the snow today. For like 30 minutes, it was too cold. Yeah.
Yeah, what we call snow here is more of a brown slush. And this CHP still makes you put on change because I guess they figure you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, where I live, that one meme that went around yesterday about when it snowed here in the South, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, they all panic. Oh my God, the sky's falling.
Oh, they make you put on chains and stuff?
No, it ain't that, it's the people.
Oh.
People. So, no, delete can't see the video because he's on Linux and it don't show the video, so.
Oh, they're starting to screw around with other operating systems now?
No, it's always been like that. If you use the security stuff there on there, you can't. It won't let you view videos, and you can't download the plugin for it or some shit like that. Because whenever I get on it from time to time, and I don't. That's what I don't like about it. One of the only things I don't like about it, you can't watch videos or nothing with it. So that's
That's crazy.
I know.
Hey, I just shared your show. I wonder if my troll's gonna show up.
They did last night.
Oh, on your show?
Really base.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
The clone of me.
Oh, that one. Oh. I got them blocked anyway, so they tried to join. They couldn't join this anyway. So the link's in YouTube there if anybody can join, if you can join. So everybody welcome here. So but I wish they could hear, because this is a good topic, everybody should hear, so about the ESP and stuff like that, I've been talking about that a lot here in the last week or two. So the precognitive stuff, I'm
here.
There? Okay. But yeah, like I said before, I see things. I see dead people. No, I don't. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes. Huh?
Oh, I made the chat box become really big.
Yeah, you can. Oh yeah.
I'm just
Oh
discovering
yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah. It's a new format of it, so it's gonna be different. But yeah, like I've said about the dream. Have you heard did you hear the beginning?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, it's about that's what I was talking about. Anyway, um, my experiences here on Google with people and stuff. So, um,
Oh, right on.
seeing, you see people, see their face and look in their eyes, and you're like, you can tell what kind of person they are from that. So that's what I was talking about.
Oh, right on.
Whether they got the light behind their eyes or the dark, So, um, in my experience, I've met
Kind of like
more
most
light than
politicians.
yeah, right. Like I've met more light than the dark. The first person that I've seen on here talk to, like, yeah, that was the light there. So I wish I could see it again. Because wow, it was awesome. So
Oh, right on.
yeah. Anyway, Jaleel, you about it. What? That troll of yours is really pathetic. They don't let that asshole other you. Oh.
That's all right. I'm in the midst of fixing their ass.
I blocked them, so I guess
Yeah,
he was
Jaleel,
just
she's
coming
pretty
in the chat to
pathetic.
say hello there. Delete was so hello. Whenever you ever get to watch. Hello. Yeah, it is pathetic. They are.
I don't know why she's
They
even raging on me. I didn't do anything.
I know. Yeah. Oh,
She's
Jaleel. Nomi commented on one of my videos here a while ago, so she's okay. Everybody, just so you know, if you didn't know. So anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there. So she misses everybody. So just wanted to shout that out for her. And hello if you're watching. So
right on.
yeah, right on.
Sorry, I took a late nap and I'm still kind of getting my shit together.
That's okay. I went to bed late and got to sleep late for a change. Woo! And then, as you've seen from my videos and shit, yeah, I got to um, go play in the snow for a little bit and watch the cat try to run through the snow. It was hilarious. You seen the one last night where they were playing with the snow? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was so funny. So silly. Anybody wants to join it, go right ahead. The link's in there. But try to keep it to this topic here. So
On your videos, I kept expecting guys in World War II gear fighting the Battle of the Bulge again. Well, that's snow.
I know. Hey, the kids probably won't have school Monday, so they're excited about that. I can't
Yay,
blame
no
them.
school.
School sucks. And they're having testing this week, so that's a big plus.
No, Common Core testing. Fantastic.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. So funny. About it is a thing. Oh, legit. Okay. I get it, Lil. Okay, cool. Let me thumbs him up there. Where is it? I can't. There's so many now. I can't. It's hard to find certain ones, and you're like, ah. Scroll. 8, 9, 10, 11. I lost 3 viewers. Oh no. Nobody likes me. I'm just kidding. I don't care. You seen my video earlier, so I'm like, I don't care about I'm not here to impress people, you know. Um, whatever, whatever, you know. I know who I am, and like I posted earlier, you don't know. Fuck you, Windows 10. God damn, always popping up shit. I forgot what I was even saying.
That Windows 10 sucks.
Okay. Not before that. We know that shit.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Nobody. You don't know what I've been through, and I don't know what you've been through. So we shouldn't be on here judging everybody for doing this and that and everything. You know, because you don't know what they've been through. You know, like me. You know, I'm sure. You know, people do talk about each other. You know, not and it's really silly because you don't know what that other person has been through to that made them the way they are. So you know, it's silly. You know, you don't know me. Those that do know me know. You know, so because I want you to know. You know, so
exactly.
I mean, one of my first shows was As Your World Turns. A bit soap opera-y, but yeah, you know, because it's true on here. You know, it's like a fucking soap opera. You know, and it's drama, 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 drama. You know, people create these dramas and then they'll like leave. They'll like say, "Oh, I've got to leave. You know, I can't take the drama," but yet you're the one that created the damn drama in the first fucking place and won't admit to it, and nobody else sees it but a few people, and these and others won't listen to you because they, you know, they just don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it. You know, I'm not talking about anybody in particular here, but you know, I see it happen a lot on here. You know, and it drives people away. This does. You know.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and get drug in it and everything. Oh, the topic is ESP, not ESP, something like that. Like, if you've ever like dreamed something and it's came true, type of thing, and like if you can sense people's thoughts and feelings and things like that, you know, which I can, and Dave and a few others I know can. So that you know, weird behavior that explains a lot of weird behavior on my behalf. You know, sometimes you know I pick up on something, somebody's frustrated. You know, yeah, I'll be posting some like really heavy metal. I love heavy metal music, but I'll be posting shit that I wouldn't usually post. You know, and that explains that. You know, so it's when you got that close connection with somebody. You know, it's really intense at times. You know, so yeah, and like I'm totally lost in space. Leave me hanging.
I think we're all a little lost in space here.
No, but yeah, like I've talked about that particular person that I seen when I was 14 years old in my visions, you know, and then came on here and met him, and it was like, oh my God, you know, when you've seen somebody in your visions that long, you know, and you finally meet them, it's like, after how long? 14. I met them last year. I was 38. Wait, no, year before last, right? Derp. That was 2014. No, yeah, 2014. Fuck, I can't count. 17, 15, 2015. I'm sorry.
I can't count either. I have the diploma from 12 years of government education to prove it.
Yeah. 30. I was 37. So that's 14, 23 years. 23 years that I've been waiting to meet that person. You know, I didn't even think they were real, you know, and then come on here and meet them, and I'm like, holy shit, you really exist. Oh my God. So flip out for me there, you know, that's like I said in my video earlier today, you know, a lot of people's afraid to talk about this stuff because they're afraid that government will get a hold of them and use them, you know, but you have you have to let them, you know what I'm saying? They have to ask you. And if you don't comply, they can keep on asking, or they can kill you, you know? I mean, whatever, you know? I mean, and try to do good with it, you know? And that's what I try to do. Try to do, you know? That's all you can do. Try. Like I said, nobody's perfect. You know, I know I've made a lot of mistakes on here and shit, and done shit that shouldn't have done, and said things shouldn't have said. That, you know, I can't change that shit. You know, so fuck, I forgot I was gonna say something. Let me see. Oh yeah, about being manipulated and shit. You know, I mean, there's purposeful manipulation, and then there's doing it and not meaning to, you know, and you think, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that or did that.
No kidding.
You know, people are going to think that I'm trying to get sympathy or something, which is totally not. You know, it's human nature, you know, to talk about yourself. You know, you know what I'm saying. You know, but some people take that the wrong way, like, oh, they're trying to get sympathy or crap like that, and it's totally not the case in most cases. You know, it's like, oh shit, you know, I totally didn't mean it that way. You know, I just wanted you to know that, you know, type of thing. So anyway, I know I've done that on here, but not like I said, not meaning to, and I'm sorry to whoever I've done it to. You know who you are. Anyway, but hello, Jamer. The link's in the box up there if you want to join. I thank Delete for stopping by, even though he can't see me or hear me, but thank you. Whenever you watch this, if you can. So anyway, maybe I should throw the link back in there again. You think?
Yeah.
Say hello. Hello. There's the linky. There. Okay. There we go. Oh, but like my dreams, I figured out the teddy bear thing, and I'll tell you that later. So it's kind of funny. I should have seen it to begin with. So anyway, but it makes a lot of sense now. I'm like, why didn't I see that? So anyway, there's Jaleel. So hello. If he can hear us. Oh, hello. Maybe not can talk. So,
What's that?
thanks for hearing me.
Oh, I thought you said something to me.
No. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I tried to install Ubuntu on here, and it messed up my internal time on my system, and I got it fixed earlier. Yay! I was an hour behind. So when I would be uploading a picture, I'd look. I'm like, that's not right. And look at my phone, and like, well, shit. It's pretty late. I did a late one last night, and it was not many there, because I didn't realize it was that late because I was going by the time on this computer, so. So anyway, there's Jamie. I'm Jimbo, I'm about it. Funny.
Hey guys, how you doing?
All right, and yourself?
Good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Awesome.
Welcome to the new Satanic year.
Oh yeah. I got some snow for that, so.
You got some snow what for the new year? Yeah, I see you posted a video. It's looked really cool over there.
Yeah, you ought to see that cat. It's funny, the boy cat, he did not want to be out in the snow, but all the girl cats was out trudging around in the snow. It was funny. He came over there and he's like, fuck this, I'm going back to the porch. So, but it was so funny because the snow was like this deep and the cats are like that. So, it's funny.
Yeah, we don't get snow over here anymore. They've really messed with the weather so bad that
It sucks.
I mean, it gets cold, but
It's the most we've had in a long time. And let's see, maybe 5 years, something like that. It's usually like an inch or two or ice. And that's it. So, yay.
how many inches did you have over there then, Beck?
How many inches?
Yeah.
7 to 8 inches, I think.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
Yeah, but it's all powdery. You can't even make a snowball. Well, even my little one did, but she had to pack it and pack it and pack it and pack it. And then she threw it in the pond. So
That's the best snow, that powder snow.
yeah, it is. And we don't have a sled, so they couldn't go sledding. They broke it last year. So sledding on the ice. So
I'm eating at the moment, so that's why I'm a bit quiet.
no problem.
How's you then, Dave?
All right, not too bad. Can't complain.
Do I?
No, I said I can't complain.
I can't complain.
Blame.
Have you got your tactical beard on?
No, not this time. At this time.
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, right on.
That's so funny, that is. Oh man, I just listened to that Chris Everard for about 4 hours. Holy shit. He tells you more than you want to know sometimes.
I'm sorry.
Who's that?
Google effects.
It's the Japanese.
It's going to be, they're taking it off here in April. So
What are you talking about?
the Google effects are going away on the Hangouts.
Are they? Why is that then?
Yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
Because they're cheap. Google's frugal.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, they just
It
they were
is.
just discussing. They were discussing it. They had freaking Jack Blood was on there as well. It was Chris Geo and Chris Everard and Max Eigen and some other geezer I can't remember. Bob Tuskin. And they were discussing setting up an alternative website, and then just stop using Google Plus.
Weird.
And YouTube and Facebook and all of those places just to create our own. And I think it's just a question, if somebody's got the network out there at the moment, they'll just start picking up, traffic basically.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's so
It's
much
like-
censorship here now that.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
earlier I was talking with somebody on here and they're like, just text me. So I've been texting them. So they live in Illinois. So that's another way too. There, just texting back and forth like that. Too. But I can't text you. So
No.
that costs a lot of money. So I looked into that, getting a package for that, and it's like you can buy the package, right? It's like $4.99 or something, but then after you buy the package, you got to buy your minutes for that package. I'm like, what the fuck are you even buy the? Not even money, man. I mean, it's prepaid already, and that's how they get more money out of you, I guess. It's ridiculous.
That's
They
why
were saying Facebook has introduced some kind of monetary system now.
That's what I've heard. I don't know much about it, too.
Yeah, that was interesting. That.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about that, talking about the concept of money and what could we use in its place. And I found that as an interesting discussion. They didn't really go anywhere with it, but I mean, I maintain really that if there is any instrument that is in limited supply that you need, that you can't get enough of, that is going to generate greed and destruction on the planet in and of itself, because it shifts the focus away from thinking about what you want to do and create and make or grow or any one of those things into how much of it can you get. And that's the problem with industrialization. The only reason industrialization happened was because the super wealthy people wanted to become even more super wealthy, so they wanted to mechanize everything. And that's basically because what they're really doing is they're exceeding the capacity of the planet to produce the commodities or the goods or the food that is actually viable to produce in reality. And what they do is, and that's why they create the money, so that they can confine a whole large group of human beings to working to them, because they're the only suppliers of the money.
Right. It's like
you can't grow money yourself. You can go and do other things that you can do yourself to get money, but you're not allowed to print your own, and that's not right. Yeah,
and it keeps you from travel too. Like I've always wanted to go travel and see the world and shit, but I'm barely get by here, and that's by design. They want to keep us here and not see the world, but in this little box here, or TV, whatever, and that sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does. It does suck bad, man. I've always wanted to travel. I've never been able to afford to, so I'm completely with you there on that one. I think, you want to travel when you're young. It's like I'm getting a bit older now. I don't really want to start gallivanting around the world anymore. But when I was young, I really did. I wanted to explore and everything.
I'm almost 40, man. I'd still love to do it, So
I'm halfway to 50, so I'm like, you start to feel a little bit different when you get older, because it's not an easy place out there, especially if you ain't got no money.
Oh yeah, I know, but where's your sense of adventure?
Yeah, I you know what, I've had a very adventurous beginning life, so I know it's not all it's cracked up to be sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
The comfortable life is more attractive, believe me.
I don't know. I mean, like I said before,
I've done sleeping it rough on the ground and all of that shit.
When I was a kid, I used to want to be a hobo. Because they ride from town to town on the train, Not knowing what that entailed, I didn't know, the lifestyle or nothing, but I wanted to just get on the train and go. I still do,
We know what the reason for that is, Becca. It's not so anymore.
Yeah. So
everyone feels like that when they're trapped.
Anyway, somebody in the chat says developing telepathy abilities, sending and receiving mental messages with your mind is in each and every one of us. Yes, yes, it is. Because I've done it a lot with people I've met here, and yeah, I mean, it's like I've said before, people need to work on that abilities. I've been trying to.
You know what we could do with that? We could do a truther like magic spell, because there's more of us truthers out here, and we could get together and focus in on killing all the 13 bloodline families, because that's what they do with their spells. I mean, they actually, you would not believe the levels that they go to give power to their spells, and that's basically to kill us all. So yeah. I'm saying that why don't we turn that kind of stuff on them and on the military and everything else?
Yeah.
And start using all types of magic. And I've been up there with shamanism, but it takes a lot of energy, to do it, and I just can't afford the energy at the moment to get up there. But I've done all of that stuff before.
It does, yeah.
It's not like, this is real. This is not flights of fancy in your imagination. This is psychic travel, psychic projection, psychic willpower. And I just think, it's no good one person doing it. You need to have like a coordinated group effort.
Yeah.
So we give them all heart attacks or something, which would be really cool. I mean, saying that apparently, Chris Everard was just saying that apparently the reason that the Queen Mother lived to 105 or whatever she was, and all of these people like Zbigniew Brzezinski and Henry Kissinger, I mean, I think that girl said that he must be over 100 years old by now. That guy is still going. Dick Cheney and all of them people. The Queen actually has, or the Queen Mother actually had 3 complete blood transfusions every week, whereby some young person's blood was put into her veins, and that's what kept her alive so long. And they completely get rid of all of her blood and replace it with brand new blood. It was saying that they had a massive event a few years ago up in Edinburgh, which is the home of like the royals up there in Scotland, and they invited loads of like high-ranking Masonic officials, but this was like way above 33 degree, and apparently it was for a week or something, and apparently Edinburgh Hospital ran out of blood, and they had to ship in blood from Glasgow and other hospitals because they ran out in a week. Just to sort of like understand what's going on with that lot.
Who knows how long that's been going on? They've been doing that shit. That's probably where vampirism comes from.
That's what he said. He said that they said that they were they're lizards or something, or aliens. He said no, they're not that. They're vampires.
Yeah, that's vampirism.
They're literally stealing other people's blood.
Yeah. They steal the slaves' blood for themselves.
Yeah, that's the Red Cross for you, isn't it? I mean, that's what it really means, the Red Cross.
Yeah, I used to donate blood till I found out a lot of shit that I found out.
I never liked the idea. It's like a bit like vaccines. I never really liked the idea of it,
Yeah, especially if you got a rare blood type, they really want it.
It's just, I mean, they were talking about all the shit that they're doing in Iraq. Even today, they're going down there and they're just kicking in the doors of people's houses. Every day this happens, and just totally trashing a whole family's life, stealing all of their possessions, all their computers, all their money, everything they've got, shipping the children off to prison if they're male, and over the age of about 10, they're considered soldiers. I can hear myself talking back at the moment. Oh, I did. Stop now.
It's probably because of me. I'm not using headphones.
But these are the people that are behind it. The people that have got there, the Saxe-Coburg Gothas. They've murdered and slashed their ways to power and stabbed their way to power for the last 900 years. And that's really who's behind all of the machinations and the terror and horror that's going on the planet today. Mm-hmm. And all of this infighting and bickering and stuff isn't getting us anywhere. And when you focus in on attacking and focusing on these elite or the most rotten people on earth, and which is the core of the cancer on earth, needs to be masticized and removed from our culture and our society, so that we can get on with the cosmic idea of life and love and happiness and joy. You know, because it's not supposed to be this hatred and division. That's not what life's about. Nature isn't designed to, you know, an apple orchard cannot sustain having a fucking fire go through it every summer, because it can't grow apples like that. And neither can we produce our gifts and our fruits and our knowledge and our delight that we have to offer everyone else when it's just going to be burned down and shat upon, and not least of all by our own people and our own friends, who, when someone does produce a bit of light, everyone else is jealous of it and tries to shit on it. So, but I think that focusing on the top, I'm getting sidetracked there, but focusing on the top and going for them, I think, is a worthwhile cause, so that we can just push that meme out there, you know, that really they're behind pizza, they're behind the machination of Pizzagate exists because it enforces or maintains the authority of these Saxe Coburg Gothas to go around committing their genocide. I mean, they've just, you know, they've murdered. Well, I mean, the Jews complain that they lost 6 million Jews in the war. Well, that was 6 million of them. There was 20 million Allied personnel, 20 million Russians. I don't know how many Yugoslavs and all of that lot over there, but probably more than we can imagine. I mean, it's probably well into the, you know, 150, 200 million mark, I should think.
Buddy.
Yes.
Can you hear
And
me?
that's just the Second World War.
Yeah, we can hear you. Jammer, hang on. Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't have my mic plugged in now. I don't know if you can hear me okay, but I just want to... Jamer, can you hear me, Jamer?
I can hear you, Blunt.
No, I just want to I'll keep pointing this out. Every single day, you know, on average, 150,000 persons die, man. So, of course, people die of natural causes, or, you know what I'm saying, but just...
Well,
the more you know about
35,000 children die every day. I mean, that's not right. I mean, that's children. That's from preventable, you know, easily preventable, like not enough sanitation. I mean, it's actually being introduced in Haiti at the moment. Is people are dying over there because, and this is an amazing story, the US military and the British government, the British military, have been tapping Haiti, which is like the home of voodoo, and it wasn't originally developed there. It was developed in France, but it was taken to Haiti and used there, and they're now committing a genocide through poverty in Haiti to kill off all of these people who know about voodoo and how it works, because now all of that information has been sunk in to the military industrial complex, and they're now using shamanism and voodoo in all of their military operations. It's being broadcast on the television through politicians' speeches, where they'll be using sounds that they'll utter, which will, the whole speech will be about just getting this one sound out, which will initiate a spell on the mass consciousness of the people. This is the kind of sophistication they've got going on the mass media.
Exactly. I wanted to ask you this: do you think Haiti stands alone in this?
No.
Because I think they all know these.
Well, it's just that they. The point I'm making is that they had that massive earthquake and tsunami, and when you go, I mean, when you go 50 miles across the border, they attach to the Dominican Republic. Well, there's it's an affluent, wealthy state in the Dominican Republic, literally 50 miles across the border. One side can't feed itself, and the other side is full of, where it's the playground of the super rich who go there on holiday whenever they fancy it. For the, you know, the Europeans and Americans.
They're doing that all over the world. It's not just there.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's just an example of one side you've got Haiti, which were used by this establishment, and now they've sucked everything out of Haiti.
Like you were saying about they're using shamanism, taking all that knowledge from these people. They've been doing that since God knows when, because like they done our ancestors, they done the same shit to them. They used their own shit against them. These
Absolutely.
powers. So
I really don't know how much of this is true. How much they really,
Well, they had the earthquake there because they just
for me, it feels
that was
like,
in the news.
I'm sorry.
you go ahead.
That was global news, man. The earthquake they had there.
There was something in the news, so are you trying?
And then the fucking Bill Clinton Foundation goes over there. Yeah, hold on. Then the Bill Clinton Foundation went around the world collecting millions, $50-60 million, of which not a dollar went to the fucking people of Haiti. Not a dollar. Bill Clinton kept it all with his, probably for his missus trying to get elected for president.
Okay. Now, what was you saying?
Just the screen alone, man. Just the screen alone we're looking at is just has a numbing effect on your senses and everything. That's how they tune these devices. Like TVs and screens and all that shit. So these things you're talking about is just for me like one of their side things. It's just we've got mass hypnosis all the fucking time. It's just people don't talk to other people anymore. It's just whether they do it through politics or video games or whatever the fuck it is. It's just in every fucking shape and size. So
yes.
Fuck Bill Clinton. That Knight of Malta piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the rapist.
No,
And whatever,
the point I was making was.
But
Yeah,
this
we
is
know.
closest things, this ancient stuff, buddy. Sorry, this is just like the mystic schools.
I'm just saying that was a genuine, it wasn't a psyop. They actually fucked all the people of Haiti with an earthquake, with their earthquake machine. So it's like, or they set off bombs or something to do it. I don't know how they do it, but
yeah, man. No, I believe these things. It's not like. I'm trying to dismiss that, but it's just.
I was listening to somebody else talk about it today, but I've heard it all. I looked into that Haiti stuff, so I know that's true.
Interesting, but when I think about hypnosis, Haiti hypnosis or hypnotized some people or whatever, or I really think like just look around you, it's just are people focused on any fucking thing pretty much that makes any sense, so whatever, that's how are you doing, Jimmy?
Not bad.
That's true.
How's you, man?
I'm okay, man. Just was finally able to get into Hangouts with this Linux because I don't have my other laptop anymore,
Yeah.
So I finally made it.
Awesome.
Yeah, but whatever. Everybody's okay?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Cheers. Oh, Happy New Year's, man. No, Happy New Year. Best wishes, all that shit. You loved New Year, Jamer, didn't you? You really
it's
was.
It's not the New Year yet. It's not the New Year. This is still the same cycle that we started in last spring. So it'll be March the 31st will be the New Year. And interestingly, that's that's the Catholic New Year because that's when Jesus dies and rises again.
Allegedly.
Well, it's the mushroom. Really, that's what it symbolizes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about Jesus, but Christ.
Yes, the Catholic, but it's a fucking rebrand. This as well.
It's corruption. It's like, total corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I'm sorry. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. All these. It just really goes back to just fucking Egypt and Babylon. What's Sumerians? What's the name?
It's just Sumerians.
The great whore of Babylon. That shit. It's just. It's just when you look at it in every fucking religion. So Jesus, Well,
what? I was just
the current version we're living in.
I was watching something on the not the Kabbalah, the Islamic stuff at the Hajj, and they all pray to that square stone, which is
Black
Saturn's
stone.
cube, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, Saturn, yeah.
it's like, what the fuck has that got to do with Muhammad
I know.
and his
It's a
teachings?
mixture.
You know, to all go and pray to a square stone, and also all of this religious iconography. I mean, you're not supposed, even in the Bible, it says you're not supposed to make graven images, and yet it's everywhere. You know, there's
Yeah.
effigies of Jesus and Mary and the cross and all the rest of it.
Exactly. And for the new Christians, like the Protestants or even Catholic,
Well,
like the Wild Voice, I don't know if you, the Wild Voice, you know, he was one of the dudes that exposed the most of the Pope, you know, of his. I've used so much of his information, you know, that he was a Jesuit, Freemason.
Who's that?
So much. He's a Catholic, the Wild Voice. He's a Catholic, so
I don't know who you're talking about. Say his name slow again.
the Wild Voice.
The Wild Voice. I don't know who that is.
No, I'll just link it to, you know, it's really great website as well, you know. Fuck, I'm not advertising it, but he's a Catholic, so yeah, I was surprised. I thought he was like Protestant, because everybody exposing the Pope that is Christian is Protestant, or I don't know how they say it, or, you know, and they say these exact same things, you know, like these examples you just gave, but they're still Christian. So they believe in that story, you know, and then they twist it around like, oh, this is the Greek, you know, just another text from some other piece of shit. I mean, it's just the same shit. It's just the same shit. And I don't care if it helps them, it's great, but as soon as you have whatever fucking piece of paper it is, whether it's the Book of Law or the Bible or whatever it is, and you think you can use that to justify, you know, aggression, oppression, or whatever it is, then it just, you and your religion just can fuck off. You know, that's where I draw the line, you know.
Yeah, it's like my boy's, the experiences he's been having at school or on the bus, you know, they asked him, are you a Christian? He didn't answer them. And like, well, that means you're not a Christian, then you're not one of us, you know. And then they told him, you know, I forget what he should have asked them if they said, you know, he's like, you know, I don't have to be a Christian to be. No, this is what you're going to hell. Then they told him. He's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm gonna live a good life and do good. You know, I'm not going to hell.
They all do it. It doesn't matter what religion it is. Either you're.
That's the cult mantra. That's basically a cult.
Yes.
That's part of their tactic to force you. It's a dichotomy of win and lose. And it's the same as the Pope. If you don't join us, you're going to hell.
It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what religion it is. It is all based on the same bullshit. It's just a reprint. It's just every single fucking time. The moon god and the sun god, you know, it's just
it's the mafia.
Technology crap, you know.
It's the global mafia.
And they all have the same herding technique, you know, just like you said, the cult. You know, they put you in a cult. Either you believe in it, and you better be a good one. Otherwise, it's not really sure if you can.
You know what? Your boy should have asked them basically. Is Christianity a cult? That's what you should have said to him. Just
of course.
Boy, if he's ever got any problem at school like that again, just to start asking questions, that always shuts them down.
He told them, you know, you're going to hell for telling me I'm going to hell, you know, and they're like, no, I'm not. I can do whatever I want and go to confession and I'll be forgiven and get to go to heaven.
Yeah, that's right. A man is going to forgive you for all your sins against other men.
Come on.
But the trouble is that man does not speak for God.
No,
well, it's not God anyway. I mean, because that's probably dog reverse.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I couldn't give it them, you know, if you said, you're going to hell, you know, I really have to laugh. You know, I don't believe in hell. You know, I think you can make your own life hell, and who knows what the fuck happens after that. It's just, when you look in these religions, there was a point when hell and heaven was created, you know, and it wasn't like when people were free. This was an institute created theme, you know, this duality, either you're going to hell or you're going to heaven. And he even had a period, you know, you go to, I don't know how you call it in English. In Dutch, it's called vagevuur. It's just like in the middle. It's not heaven or hell, you know, if you die.
Yeah.
But if you pay church, you'll go straight to heaven.
You know what? We should start our own cult.
It's the same shit. The same shit. Just, the moon and sorry, darkness and light. You know, it's the same shit again. You know, go to the light. You know, it's
you know what, right? We should start our own cult in the truth community so that we could earn a lot of money. You know?
No.
In fact, I mean, we're actually going against the ethos of the church in a way by telling the truth, because I mean, we're actually attacking the church more heavily than anyone else has ever done before, I think.
Oh, yeah. You can bet your ass the church has been condemned all the fucking time, you know. Just look at the popes and their history. Just they have a rich history of being hated and oppressing the people in just all sorts of ways. I'm not even going to start about crusades and inquisitions. Just, you know, there's plenty of examples.
But you know what? You're probably right, actually, more than you know. And the reason is because today they've had so much longer to get the hypnotism and indoctrination to such a level where the people are so apathetic and clueless and poisoned and just completely dejected that they're all asleep, and no one, you know, not enough of them are I don't know, as angry and as upset as I am about all the things that are going on. I suppose half of them are too young to understand.
Just like we are sitting here, we've got groups of highly specialized professionals, think tanks, with very psychopathic agendas, you know, whether it's Club of Rome, trilateral commissions, just Royal Institute for International Affairs, that's the correct name. You got so many of these fucking, this is what they're doing, you know, just like we're sitting here, what are we going to do about it? They've got so many power and tools for their stuff, you know, so we've got truth and love and whatever it is, you know, but it's not like, you know, it's not like a coincidence, you know, these things, or they really have specialized and fine-tuned their enslaving tools, you know, hypnosis, whatever it is. It's just beta testing and apply. It just when you really look at their stuff, you know, it's really sick. But so it's not like a coincidence.
It is sick, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's like if you know, just on the fact that they live for so long. And you think about all of the celebrities, the military celebrities, shall we call them, who get put out there on the stage platform to perform and sing songs to us. Think about all of those who were murdered this, you know, just the past year alone, or over the last 10 years. I mean, there's been hundreds now, you know, of famous people that keep dying, and yet these, like, you know, like I say, Kissinger's still going. He's over 100 years old. He was in the SS. You know, was actually a Nazi in the SS. I think he was quite young then, but he obviously found his calling.
I don't know who you were talking about, but Robbie Will, you name one, or Michael Jackson. He can have a lot of money. He does not have enough power to get 7 new hearts like Rockefeller had.
Or 3 blood transfusions a week.
This is crazy, you know. This is really just
a real. It's like, you know, and you know, a lot of these people are dying remember, they're dying at 35 or 40 years old. You know, that's quite young for some of them. I think Michael Jackson was he 50? I mean, he wasn't old. You know,
this was just an example. You know what I'm saying? Just it was a really poor example. You know, but I don't know. You're talking about celebrities dying. You're not talking about.
For example, so perhaps not a well-known, well, not a music celebrity, but a tech celebrity, which was Steve Jobs. He was killed last year. Is it last year? I think. He died last January or something, or February. Or
Yeah,
something.
Steve Jobs was
So, you know,
really
the
was a piece of
fast-acting
shit.
cancer. Another one, and that was just after he got his company back.
Yeah, well, Steve Jobs, I don't know. He really was not. I'm not a big fan of him at all. I really don't want to say anything. I will have to look back at it, you know. But I could remind something. He really was a piece of shit, you know. Just like pretty much all of them, you know. They get psychopathic at the top for some reason.
Mm.
I'm sorry, you have to be psychopathic to be at the top. You know what I'm saying? And he was as well, but I don't want to whatever. But fucking what worries me a lot more is that the creator of the Debian, you know, Linux, mysteriously died. You know, I don't know,
Right,
a year
yeah.
ago or something.
Right.
You know, that's
And the creator of PGP, pretty good privacy, that was sold. That had to be sold. I heard that today there was another guy who made a documentary about spy satellites, and that got aired locally in Britain. And apparently the guy that made the film, he was arrested, flown over the Irish Sea, the doors were opened, and they told him, if you ever make another documentary like that again, you're going to be thrown into the sea.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
You know, so I mean, again, it takes us back to, you know, the power elite, you know, and we have to attack them.
Yeah.
I think we should all storm the castle tonight. I'm ready.
I don't think that would work.
the problem is that our fellow sheeple.
If there was 10 million of us,
belong in jail or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just look at how many people hated Trump or hated Clinton. I'm like, yo, delete them both, you know, whatever. Fuck it, they're screaming at Trump. I'm like, okay, if Clinton is the next one, but they're so divided, but whatever. But that's not how it works, you know, that the people then... So the elite will not stop us. Our fellow sheeple will stop us. Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Say that again.
The psychopathic puppets. That's their handyman, you know.
The elite, you saying the elite are sheep?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
All right, that's what I heard.
No. Oh, fuck it.
I think Google computers are messing with your voice, changing your words around.
I think Rebel's got his cam on, but it ain't showing up nothing, so just cut it off. It's just a bunch of lines. That might be part of it there. Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just rolling.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just the worst murderers that have ever, well, probably in modern times and the modern 1,000 years anyway, have basically controlled humanity.
We only need to castrate them, you know, if they're just stop breeding, you know, the inbreeding. That's just, you know, then we just need to, you know, get through this 3 generations that's left or whatever, you know, just the last baby Rockefeller castrated, but, you know, do not have to be deleted person.
I don't know what his name is, that guy with acrylic writing. For his name, he just said, "Can you hear me?" And we can't hear you.
No, I'm sorry, I was moving around now.
I'm talking about, there's a guy with that acrylic writing on his name.
Rebel.
Is that Rebel, is it? Oh, right. Oh, is it backwards writing?
I think
it's got German umlauts over the E's.
I'm going out and coming back. Maybe it'll work then. And your cam's on, and it's like fucking it up too, probably. So
the problem is all them military people following orders. I wish they would just stop following orders. Apparently, the Royal Air Force were running sorties on a daily basis every morning, and they call it the Candy Run. And they were dropping bags of sweets to the kids all over Iraq and Afghanistan. And then they had to change the tactic, and they had to load these empty shells with the sweet bags and drop these shells. And apparently there was a rebellion in the British Air Force where they all refused to do that because it was they just didn't agree with the psychological.
That's why they're replacing them with drones.
Because, you know, I mean, there's a guy locally to me told me that during the war, the Germans used to make toys for the English kids, and they used to drop them over Britain, and they were booby trapped with bombs in them, so they would blow the arms and legs off kids.
Good Lord.
You know, when they... So, I mean, this is the same kind of stuff being introduced into Iraq and Afghanistan.
You know, you said that people was refusing to do it. You know, that's why they're, you know, getting these, using the drones more, because the drone don't do nothing. You know, they'll just boom, you know, and like the way the kids are done nowadays with the video games, they're just thinking they're playing a video game.
Yeah, apparently I've heard that there's been a bit of a rebellion in that too.
You know, it was already the case with a gun. You know, when you compare it to a sword or whatever, you know, that's all, or a sniper rifle, and you know, that was just a fucking screen. It's really absurd. But I just wanted to point out, and what you said, you know, that they always have the puppet. The elite has always been able to thrive because they know there's always a decent amount, decent part of the population that's willing to, what was it? Oppress their fellow sheeple for money or rewards or whatever it is. That's what they rely on. There's always this layer of people who are willing to, you know, fuck somebody else over, you know, for a buck or whatever. That's what they do, you know. That's what the psychopaths are. And then you got the story once in a while coming out like, oh, they tried to do that, or so we hear one story, someone objected, and yeah, that's it. You know, because then it goes to the next, the higher level will do it in that case. Or you know what I'm saying? It's just because there are people that are willing to do whatever the fuck it is, you know, whatever they want. So it's just finding the right dude. You know, so we need to tree hug each other to such an extent. It's just. It's such a loving, gay-ass world. No, I don't know.
You know, it's funny because...
That's always has been the case when you look through history, you know? When you have this big groups of people, you know, you get different hierarchies and whatever, however they try to do it. There's always people willing to do that shit, you know? There are Hennimans and the Kissingers and whatever, you know, that shit. Or a little bit lower, you know, Freemasonic police, or lying.
Yeah, but that's funny because you can argue that Kissinger was indoctrinated into that, you know, because he was a child, you know, he was 14 years old, he was in the SS.
He was
so,
really...
I mean, that's indoctrination, so he's never known anything else. That's the thing, and I mean...
There's really something else, you know?
the point was made, which is an interesting one, about anarchy. People complain that the reason that the population en masse don't rebel against the system, and apparently, you know, there's a great deal of awakening in the mass population now, whereby because of the internet, there's a lot more information that has come out about all the things that are going on, and no one's happy with corruption, which is endemic in every facet of society. And you know, the elites are really worried about that kind of stuff, and that's why there's so much attention being put onto the internet to try and shut it down and shut the truth down. But it's kind of like they said in that Star Wars film, or Princess Leia says in the Star Wars film, the tighter they squeeze their grip, the more, you know, people slip through their fingers. And it's kind of like that. And their hand's only so big, so it can't really grab hold of everything the way that they want it to happen. And it all pivots on one huge weakness that they have. Whereas if people just turn around and say, no, we're not following orders anymore. We're not going to do your bidding anymore. It's such a simple thing. And no one needs to really fight for that. No, you know, none of the army or the soldiers need to die for that. They just simply need to say, no, we're not doing it anymore.
I really, we need a lot more people, because when you look at the amount of people that know stuff but do stuff, it's really, really minor. And I just want to point out really quickly, this is what the Syrians tried to do. Just look at how the fucking Syrians and those people rose up. They got slaughtered, So they're still fighting over there, and I don't know if it's just still fucked up. Whatever. It really, in my honest opinion, that feels a bit like a fairy tale. I know they try to censor the internet, but just look at China. They have been living under that censorship for I don't know how long, and it was meant for us to wake up a little bit, And I think they've succeeded very fucking well because everybody's looking at, pointing at the people they want us to point at.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's how I really feel.
I'm not so sure about that. I think that they would like us to think that, and I think that they do have, a lot of their people out there misdirecting the mass public, and the mass public are indeed very confused about what the truth is and what the, what the really, because I think that, it's been said before, to get lost in the different intellectual talking points on whether the moon is real or the earth is flat and all the rest of it, well, the real deal is that if we look straight at the top, why do none of those people talk about the top? And I think generally that people are aware and they're pissed off. People like me are pissed off that there is all of these different distractions and talking points, even in the truth movement.
I watched the video the other
no
day.
one's focusing on the rot at the top,
And they made a good point. It was about fear and everything. And then until they got to the end, I was like, whoa, hold on. But he was like, about the stuff we're talking about. He's like, I'm not worried about it no more. They didn't. There's certain people out there. They don't want to know. They don't want to hear this shit. They just want to drink their beer and they don't want to worry about it.
They only want to do that because it happens to be less uncomfortable than actually dealing with the truth.
That way, though. So
what happens if that changes, though, if that changes, Becca, all of that shit will go flying out the window.
Yeah,
they won't know what to do. Those people, because everything will change at that moment. So. It can happen, and I think there's maybe not all of the public can articulate all of the different facts that we can and other people can, but they still feel it. They still know they're being screwed. Everyone's known that they've been screwed since they were a child.
They knew that. That's what I'm saying.
They don't need convincing. Everybody's aware of what's happening.
That was the thing they said. They're like, well, I know all this stuff. What can I do about it? Well, you could inform people about it. Not just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the point, though, and this is the point that Chris Everard made: is the people complain and say that there's a movement now for anarchy. Anarchy would be great, and Chris Everard says, well, you've actually got anarchy right now. That's what we're living in at the moment. Is this unruly, despotic mafia that basically goes around and kicks old ladies out of their houses in England because they can't afford to pay their rent to the Queen or to the tax office, or ruins businesses. I mean, anyone trying to start a business in the UK, it's almost impossible because of the administrative pressure or the bureaucratic pressure through the paperwork that you will have to complete. And the banks hook their claws into any new business that starts, etc. It's on and on and on. So, I mean, we have anarchy at the moment.
How is that anarchy in any fucking way? This is just fascism.
Yeah, I mean, because it is, it's basically the rule of the mafia. They're worse than the mafia, I think, these people, because they don't want anyone else to have anything at all. I mean, that's why they stop, little children having a lemonade stand, in places in America. You know, they'll send armed, body armored police to go and break up, you know, an adolescent's lemonade stand where he's selling glasses of lemonade for 10 cents.
That's not anarchy, though.
It's just, I mean, this is.
Just really quick here, just anarchy, no masters, no God, no rulers. No,
Yes.
what the fuck do we? There's nothing but rulers. There's just hierarchy as fuck. It's not anarchy. This is hierarchy.
Exactly.
This is. We have a democratic dictatorship.
Yes.
We have tyranny of the majority.
That's
and
what
the majority
democracy
of
is.
these are idiots. They're really easily gullible. The majority is gullible. You know, it's got tyranny of the majority, so they just influence the majority. So I like people waking up, but when I look around, just me, my shitty ass fucking country, I look around, people are waking up a bit. You know, it doesn't change. Nothing changes. We're ready for the New World Order. You know, just what's keeping you guys, especially the Americans, just hand over your guns. Really, just give up. Whoever it is, just, you know. So, in my experience, it's not happening. There's no waking up.
I just thought about in America today. You know all those bloody psyops that are going on.
That's what I was
mean,
going to say.
you can tell that that's a psyop, and the reason that the government does it with actors is because obviously, if they pulled anything like that off in a real cinema, where it was full of American people that are all armed, the perpetrators will all get a shot.
If they wanted,
so you know that's a load of shit in America. What they're telling us about all of these shootings and shit.
If you think about it, if they didn't want us to find out about it, they wouldn't make it so easy for you to find out that it was. That's another thing too. You know, it's so easy to find the background on these people that they use, and they use the same people in some cases. So.
Yeah, because their strategies and their operations and mindset is stuck in 500 years ago. That's why. I mean, they're trying to get hold of the tech, but they've just got a basic operating system, and that's what they run, and it's one of terror and fear. And they're basically overt about it now. I mean, they don't need to cover it up because they've got no one to challenge them.
Exactly.
Not militarily anyway, so they just feel brazen enough to just walk around and lord it around.
That is true.
You know,
just these puppets, these figures. People have always hated their oppressors. The game doesn't change. Only names.
Yes.
Yeah. That's funny because I don't want to hate them anymore. I want to do away with them. I'm too tired to hate them anymore.
Mic check.
Yeah, man. 1, 2.
Yes.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Okay.
No, you're good, man.
So yeah, it only took me 30 minutes to get my mic in. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you good.
All right, cool.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd have to agree, man, that everybody, to me, it seems like is pretty much still fucking asleep.
Yeah.
Which sucks ass. I mean, I can agree there's an awakening, but I don't think it's nowhere near as colossal as people think it is.
Exactly.
Can I just really quick? I agree, and glad you could join, buddy. But I just want to point out, people have never been as asleep as we are now. When you look throughout history, we have been indoctrinated more and more and more. It's not so. There's for the people that are willing to look for information, they are smart as fuck. We've got just dude behind some screens, whatever. Just they have knowledge about every fucking thing. But the masses are never been as they are now. In my honest opinion, throughout history, people are being more dependent on the system, more and more and more. Sorry to interrupt you.
For sure. And technology is way more advanced today than ever before. And so, they use that to brainwash us, But, 100 years ago, they didn't have nowhere near the technology they have today to do that.
Right.
It's a sad deal. I don't know how in the fuck we're going to wake people up. Internet, real life. I've tried everything.
I had an experience here this past week about, I had to go to town for something. I was standing in line, and there's these older ladies talking. I was talking to this other lady. She brought up medicinal cannabis, and I was like, "Yeah, that cure cancer, the cannabis oil." And then the lady to my right, she had bladder cancer, and she had the chemo a couple of times, and she seen it kept bringing it back, making it worse, and she stopped doing it and was looking into the cannabis oil and I told her, I said, yeah, and the proper diet and stuff like that too. And she said they tried to tell her she got it from smoking, bladder cancer from smoking, and she'd never smoked. So some people are waking up, but it's slow going. And even they agreed. They're like, well, what is this cancer? Why is there's such a high rate of cancer? And I'm like, think about, what the food we eat, the preservatives they use, and the GMOs and glyphosate and stuff. They're like, yeah, that does, yeah, that I can believe that. I believe that. A lot of these older folks, they can tell the difference in the food, and the way it used to taste before. And how it affects your body now. So they're it's slow going, but they're waking up to that at least. So,
yeah.
I suppose Alex Jones's method of fear porn just to wake up the masses, that doesn't work either. I mean, it does with some people. I had them running into the hills.
it wakes them up and then puts you back to sleep. That's what he does. That's true. He does.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it probably just wakes them up and wears them out, so they give up and are useless after that. Yeah.
Can we just get a clear definition of when is someone awake? Because I don't think Alex Jones viewers are awake at all. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're not.
So if that's the same thing with people like David Icke, even that Dan Brown talking about the Knights Templar and all that shit, there's good information there, but it's all like it's just it's really.
I mean, the point is, who did Knights Templars serve? I mean, they weren't doing it for themselves. They were serving the royal houses. Because I mean, let's face it, nothing goes on in this country unless it's royally sanctioned. So the Knights Templar aren't operating in Britain unless they're royally sanctioned.
Knights Templar and all, yeah. You've got so many of these things, Knights Templar. When you look at the history, even those they have been, sometimes they were glorified, then they were just like banned or whatever, and I don't know how much I should believe of it, but it's not like the Knights Templar is like the end all game. It's just another one of their things, that they have so many tentacles, But it's just inbreeding pieces of shit in the end, really. That's all there's to it, in my opinion.
Well, they're spoiled brats beyond. Well, they're spoiled royally, aren't they? I mean, just imagine what your mentality is going to be like if you'd only ever heard yes said to you and never no. No matter what you asked for.
They had people working for them, peasants, wiping their ass. I
was just thinking that when you said that. Do you think that they actually have wipers, royal wipers?
Really, I don't know the story. I heard it a while ago. If I think about it, I can come up with the name.
That was in the Eddie Murphy film. That's what you're thinking.
No, that was like in Ring of Zion, or what's it called? Ring of Power, you know.
Yeah, it was the Golden Ring, wasn't it, or something?
Zion King too, you know. I don't know the correct term. I'll look it up right now. Hold on. But it's just,
Yeah, I know
they
that
had people. You had a chair, you know, their toilet, which had a hole from the behind where, you know, so peasants could wipe their ass. You know, that's. But yeah, there's one.
A hole in the chair. Oh, that's funny. I worked at this place once. For some reason, there was a guy who always managed to take his shit, and he managed to get his shit up the back of the wall in the toilet. And it was in a workshop. And somebody wrote on there one day, "The bloke with a hole in his back, please use a mud card." Oh, that's so funny. You kind of had to be there, I suppose.
I found it. If you were just like a badass, you would become the groom of the stool. Because that's what an ass wiper was. You know, that's how it's called. The groom of the stool. The royal ass wipers. You look like.
Right. I mean, even if I was a king, I don't really think I want someone wiping my ass. You know, it's something I can manage to do for myself. Do you know what I mean?
Because you're not.
Aren't they supposed to be dignified? I mean, it's not very dignified, is it? There's not much dignity in having your arse wiped, is there?
What they do, yeah, you know, I don't think as well. I agree with you, but you know, they have this megalomania and this condescending, psychopathic behavior, which they teach themselves as well. You know, it's just like this club, and you know, it really looks down on people. But that's what they. That's why they. You know, keep it all in the blood. You know, they're the supreme genes. You know, the better gene. You know, whether it's God's chosen or whatever the fuck you want to call it, they really think they're supreme. You know, that's shit. It's just one of the few of the great assets you have as a psychopath. So, groom off the stool, you know.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in a way, there really is no waking the population up. I mean, the population has to do it for themselves.
but we have to help them along.
Well, you can only plant seeds, and that's really all you can do. You can never convince anyone of anything. They have to convince themselves.
They only believe what they want to believe.
Right.
You know, if people don't want to wake up, they're not going to make the effort to wake up. What we can do is, you know, provide them with the information and tell them. You know, don't lie about it or just say your opinion or whatever you know about it. But we can't force it upon them, you know. And,
well, you know, whatever it is, I think that however many people that there are, they are awake. I think that they should get together anyway in some way, shape or form and start working on, and yes, they're going to be the infiltrators and all the rest of that shit. But, you know, they can be weeded out. We can work on that. And we should get together and organize something so that we create a new bubble of something that hasn't been seen before. And that will generate its own interest, because once the world changes, all of these other people that refuse to wake up and to see common sense will have to deal with it at that point. They won't have any choice.
That's the thing. I think a lot of people are, you know, maybe they're aware, but they don't want to wake up because they can't see the world being any different than it is today. You know, they hear anarchy and they shit their pants. They're like, oh my God, everyone's just going to kill themselves and the world's going to go to hell. And, you know, so.
I remember when I was a kid, that's what they told us anarchy was. Yeah.
But like that old boy was just saying, you know, if we you lead by example, you know, so, you know, try to get a community together or something, you know, just show the world that it can be done, and, you know, maybe more people will join on.
Yeah, for sure they will. For sure they will.
That's a big first step, you know. You talking about you want to set up an anarchist community, you know, that functions without the system, without government.
No, I don't want to set up an anarchist community. I'm not really into that. That whole anarchy thing has been co-opted and sidetracked because just recently they started the antithesis of the anarchy movement, and they started to discredit all the anarchists. So all of the famous truthers that have been out there for the last 10 years building their reputation on being, you know, free, liberal-minded and everything else has now been attached to anarchy, which is now going to discredit them in the eyes of the mass public. That's what's being attempted. I mean, it won't affect me, but it might affect new people sort of coming into the movement.
I really like anarchy, but I really hate the word because it makes people think whatever they think. You know, that a few people think it's great or whatever. They just call it freedom. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody has any bad thoughts or whatever it is with freedom. You know, it's just like anarchy. They get all kinds of indoctrination because that's what the fuck we're talking about. Years and years and years of indoctrination. And whatever, anarchy, chaos, and you know, movies, you know, anarchy. It's always prepare to die. You know, prepare to die.
Yeah, right. So I mean, you know, the point is about all of this stuff with the words like anarchy and democracy and all of that stuff. None of us created that lot. And I mean, just in Haiti, the first, because we spoke about that earlier, the first thing that they did, the British, when they went into Haiti, was they started to mess with the local languages so that it confused all the people, so that they didn't know what to trust anymore, and that's how they take control.
It's
So
like I was trying
I think
to
it's just a good idea to do something,
like
you know, at
5
least.
words, and there's different meanings for each word. Yeah.
Because I mean, if we don't do something, we're just wasting breath, and I don't think we've got any time to waste breath on this stuff anymore. I haven't, anyway.
No, we're definitely running out of time. Definitely running out of time. Call it what you want, man. We need to be free. Call it anarchy. Call it any fucking name you want. But, you know, it boils down to we need to get these motherfuckers that think they're running the planet out of there. And, you know, we need to learn how to survive without that.
That's why I say, you know, get rid of the elite, because I think if you can get rid of the elite, the army will stand down. You know, the military people, they'll have nothing to follow anymore. They'll have no mad orders coming at them anymore, you know?
Right.
But unfortunately, they are the ones standing in the way of change, basically.
To reinforce that, you know, these are the assholes creating wars and divisions with religions, you know, and bombing the fuck out of shit, you know, just making us kill each other or hate each other, you know. It's just, so yeah, I think there are a lot of frustrated people, so if there are no rules anymore, you know, some people will get shot, you know, again, 150,000 persons die every day, you know, and people are still getting shot regardless, you know.
Right. No amount of laws in the world will ever
exactly will ever stop that, thank you, you know, but that's what they want, complete control, you know, just constant tracking and whatever, you know, so, yeah. It's just hard, man.
I mean, the other thing they do is they track all of the inventors as well, because apparently that's one of the things that they're really frightened of, is that one inventor can come along and change the whole paradigm for the future. So all of their wealth could be sucked from their coffers and go to somebody else.
That goes way back.
About that as well. And that's why, you know, people like BP are the main people behind the solar panel movement. So why is an oil company like BP so interested in solar power? Not to mention that solar power is a backwards technology anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, I mean, why the fuck
because, well, you know, just nobody has electricity.
But
There
this is about, apparently, the whole,
burn coals, you know, with Agenda 2030.
apparently, the whole thing about solar power is that the reason they went into Iraq and they want to go into, well, they're now in Syria and they're now want to go to Iran and Libya is because they want, there's basically nothing there apart from desert. So these oil companies are worried that they're going to run out of oil so that they can transform from the oil economy to a solar power economy. And they will basically, these countries will now be basically massive solar farms that will now feed the rest of Europe.
Not just that, it's the minerals too. You know, there's precious minerals there that's not found anywhere else in the world too.
There's no, you know, so it's interesting because there's no intention to take humanity out of the slavery or poverty that she is still in.
Why would they?
And that's what the future is going to hold, is going to be probably an electric grid, because they probably can't sustain it. I mean, you could say that they can't sustain it, but that's where the way they're going.
You know, like the pyramids, you know, there's been speculation saying that was what that was. You know, it drawed the energy from the, whatever it is, the magnetic sphere of the earth and powered everything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Supposedly they send energy all over the world like that, huh?
Yes, like that's why you have these grids.
From obelisk to obelisk, from pyramid to pyramid.
Yes. What he said.
Then you'll have to pay your sun tax.
That's it. Yeah, that's true.
Well, if we don't do something about these people,
Maybe we'll have to pay it to Nestle.
And that's why they're on these ley lines, you know, that's where them things were. You know, because they were pyramids. There are pyramids here in the United States.
but you've got to remember that the people,
Washington, D.C.
Yes.
the people that are murdered, you know, the pharaohs that murdered all the people, they're not the same people that built the pyramids.
No.
These are the Hyksos pharaohs that came after the original builders of the pyramids.
Same.
Which were who, by the way? Who? I mean,
I don't know. I don't. I'm not sure that it's known.
Right now,
I certainly don't know it. But I was listening
We're
to.
going into a very shady part of history here. You know, not a lot is known about it. And who knows how far back it goes? You know, I really wanted to go quickly back to Syria and everything. You know, if the solar panels is not really, in my opinion, what's going on there. If we've got a history to just look at Afghanistan and everything, man. It's not the first time they're just raging war over there. These countries have been their countries have been the how do I say this? The stage for many fucking crusades and wars and everything, and mostly not even by their own people. Mostly caused by two outside forces who decided to battle it out in their fucking land. And it's the same thing right now, you know, it's just crusading the fuck out of there. And, you know, it goes hand in hand. Destroying everything, dividing everything, stealing the resources, getting extra control. It's just the same fucking story every single time.
That leads into a funny area because
Solar panels are really the last of my reasons I give for Syria. And we really got millions of people as well who just rose up, you know, against that dictator because it was just chaos already. And yes, they sparked it, you know, the Arabic Spring, whatever it is, but you can't maintain that amount of people fighting against it, whether it's Libya or whatever, if there's not a lot of anger there, you know. It's not like, oh, it was all fine and just boom, you know. This was built up for ages, you know, and you know, here comes the Crusaders again, you know. It's just you know, the other side of the pharaonic coin, you know, with Islam and everything. It's the moon god, sun god, you know, fighting it out again. It's just ISIS battling wars again, or whatever the fuck it is. You know, it's just the same shit over and over again. Solar panels are really, really outrageous.
Well, you know, I mean that's the thing. You say that it's outrageous.
In my opinion,
look what they did in the Second World War. They completely destroyed the whole of Europe.
It's about more than
60 million people.
It's the same shit.
I mean, that's a conservative figure. I think it's probably more like 200 million people were slaughtered in that war.
Well, I can see them, you know,
that's the scale that they're thinking on. I mean, they've leveled the whole of India. You know, this is what they did in India. This has been a repeating cycle. They basically go in, to a state like they went into India, and they strip it of all the assets, and that's what they've done in what was Zimbabwe in Africa.
Like I said before, you know, the crusade never ended. It's just changed faces.
Right.
And-
So, but it's the same people doing it, and they're basically operating a slash and burn philosophy of go and steal it while you can, and that seems to be that, you know, and the way that they've done it is they've carried on doing it, and no one stopped them.
Yeah.
Basically,
It
for
is.
1,000 years, they've been getting away with it, and they've been using the same tactic.
Part
So
of
the
it.
question is, you know, not getting lost in each individual battle and atrocity, but to
You
try and
said
put the
about
pattern
the
together.
resources- About the resources and population control.
I think it's more about
They feel
suppressing.
that they're
I think it's more about suppressing
in
the
the Middle East.
population more than anything else at
Yeah.
all. More than getting
Yeah.
the resources.
I agree
think
with
they
that.
really don't want any member of the
Yeah.
population to become good at anything at all
Yeah,
that will
yeah.
outshine them for some reason. I don't know
Not
why that
compliant
is.
enough. Yeah, I told they're not sheeple enough. That's why never anything fucking happens over here. We're already so conformist. Just one ISIS threat, it's enough to lock down the country. To lock down the country, you know. So that's how they test it. You know, it's just beta testing. Oh, it's a threat. Everybody's just, oh my God, save us, save us, the king, save us. So this is not the case in Syria. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're just bombing the fuck out of that shit until they are. They're just destroying the fuck out of it so they can rebuild it as a NWO country with NWO sheeple. You know, Syrian NWO sheeple.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's like they've done it in Israel, Palestine. I'm sorry, you know, same shit.
Over and over. And the Second World War, First World War, the job was already done over here. You know, First World War in the First World. You know, not whatever it is. It's already done here, man. It's already complete. The rules, everything. Bring on the chip.
Right. Yeah. No, I hear you. But you know that, I mean, in a way, speaking as the population, I mean, that's our own fault, because we've allowed this shit to happen. We've allowed them to educate our children, you know, to indoctrinate them. They're not even using numbers anymore in a maths class. I mean, you know, that's the most frightening shit I've heard, really, for the future.
Like I've
You
said,
know,
before,
I mean, that's bad news for us older ones, you know, even
bad.
40-somethings, you know. If you think that all the technology will change and all the numbers on the technology won't exist anymore, you won't know how to operate the new technology. And they control all the production of all the high-tech stuff that gets built.
Mr. Graham might be coming.
Hey, Eric. Rebel.
I said Mr. Graham might be coming. Mr. Granby.
I don't know. He's like 3 hours behind me. Don't know.
He says he must not be added to the Hangout. How do
The
we
hangout,
add him?
the link's live, the link's public. I didn't even send it out to people.
Let's see. See if I can copy and paste.
I'll put it in the YouTube there again. I didn't have time to send it out. I just put it out on the YouTube there.
Y'all want to talk? Y'all better talk, because this Mr. Graham, he likes to talk.
Oh, we know. We know.
I tried to buy some weed from him the other day.
Mr. Grimm posted a chat today about some other big long hangout that went on. I watched a little bit of it. I see that Darwin was in there, and he did exactly the same thing as he did to this hangout a while ago when he came in, Becca. He did exactly the same thing, and on that hangout, he admitted that he was a Christian, that he started believing in Jesus at 12 years old. But then he said to you guys that he was an atheist, right? That's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he told them that he was a Christian.
Yeah,
He used the same tactic, and amazingly, right? He said that they had a big long hangout, and he said that he wasn't going to speak unless somebody was removed from the hangout.
he's full of
And,
shit.
and they actually kicked the other guy out, and the other guy seemed really nice. You know, he seemed okay, but obviously Darwin didn't like him because I think it might have been the same guy that came in after him when he left here and said that he knew how to undermine Darwin's tactics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was that guy, and I think his name was Santa. And and then Darwin did it again with somebody else, and he basically threatened the whole panel. He said, "I'm going to leave this hangout. I'll give you 60 seconds unless that other person leaves." And that person didn't leave in time, so Darwin left the hangout. So it's like a little bit of blackmail. I was just like, wow.
I hope I didn't fuck up. I posted this link in that group chat. I was trying to give it to Mr. Grimm. Is that who just joined?
No,
Mick from Australia.
Oh,
I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me. I'll just check my
Barely.
microphone connection. How about this?
I mean,
Any better?
It sounds like you're getting struck by lightning.
Is it? I'm getting that problem again. All right, I'm mute until I fix the problem.
okay.
That's what we're getting.
Thank you.
I think, actually, I don't know whether it's me, actually. I can hear Rebel's mic seems to be humming a little bit.
Yeah.
How's your computer doing, Jaluls?
He can't talk.
Can he? Yeah. All right. Okay. I just wanted to hear that fan on his computer again.
No, I don't. It's not that computer anymore.
It's mad, that one.
Oh god.
somebody playing the drums?
We're in Atlantis again.
It sounds like we're going through. Sounds like we're going through space.
In and out. In and out. Bad mic or something.
There's interference going through this part of the galaxy, Captain.
If he's in Australia, he's already tomorrow. Way into tomorrow there.
He's in our future.
Is he in the future in Australia? Why isn't he in the past then?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's upside down though.
Because of the Pope.
Yeah.
Because of the Pope.
Yeah, if the Earth is flat, then people in Australia are upside down, I guess.
No, if the Earth was round, they would be upside down.
Oh, I know that.
Flat, they'd be right side up.
Yeah, but they say that Australia is on the opposite side of the Earth to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still on the bottom of the Earth, right?
It's the B side of the record, he says.
You'd still be upside down no matter how you did it, right?
I think Europe should go to Australia for a holiday. That would be cool.
Didn't Australia used to be like a prison place for Britain, for Great Britain back in the day?
All right.
Isn't that where they took all their prisoners, dropped them
I don't
off?
know, it'd be a good place to go to prison, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, especially back in the day when there wasn't shit out there. They just take
I
you
heard
out there
that
and
as
drop
well.
you off.
I'll
They
tell you
just-
what, you would have been away from the king, and that would have probably been a holiday. That would have probably been like heaven itself, I should think.
How's my sound now?
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got the headphones on. They work sweet. Yeah, Australia started off as a convict colony in 1770, something like that, and then they founded it in 1782, something like that. And we had a 150-year, whatever you call it, a few days ago. Yeah, come in. Excuse me, I've got my landlord here for a second, but yeah, we started off as a colony of what's it called? Convicts from people sent over from Ireland and England, and also we were also a settlers state as well. So lots of the pre-war and post-war, from the First and Second War, came out and founded a lot of Australia, especially certain country-type regions,
Yeah.
farming regions. Especially the Germans, they founded a hell of a lot of South Australia, where I'm from. Made just about every grape wine growing area, every farming area. My God, they did so much. Half of South Australia probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for just Germans alone. So we're highly multicultural. I might have to mute my microphone for a second because my landlord is going to do a bit of work.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been a trip back in the day. You know, like you're just chilling in Europe or some shit, being bad guys, and next thing you know, you're on a boat and you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, trying to wrestle a goddamn kangaroo for some dinner or something. You know,
Well, that's
Everything
kinda
that wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kangaroo wants to kill you.
Oh yeah, they can kick you so hard they can kill you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah, they can. They knock the shit out of you, I heard.
Well, it's like my ancestors on my dad's side, they came over here as indentured servants, so pretty much, yeah, that's slave, prisoners, and they sent prisoners over here too, then, so,
Yeah, I think they sent them to the States as well, didn't they? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I've heard that before, yeah.
what gets me about,
slavery.
yes, that's what gets me about a lot of this stuff, it wasn't just, everybody was enslaved, they did everybody that way, not just one race, culture, or whatever, it was all of us, they've done that too, so.
Still going on today.
It's still going on, yes. Kangaroos are strong as hell. They'll kick you like a mule. If your car ever hits one, it's like a car accident. Mass destruction. Australia's a weapon of mass destruction. I can believe that.
Hell yeah. I've
It's
been
like-
a deer before, so I know kangaroos are bigger than deer.
Yep. And a deer will fuck your car up, buddy.
Yeah, a deer will fuck your car up bad.
Yeah.
Fuck you up bad too. Some bitch come flying through the windshield and fucking fuck you up.
Yes.
I've seen
I've
it
actually
happen.
met people like that too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not pretty.
Jules has posted, would you help Jesus up if you were in Galilee and he fell over with carrying his cross with his crown of thorns on the floor? Would you help him? It's like share if equals it. You would help Jesus and ignore, keep scrolling. Oh, that's fun. Would you help Jesus? Do you know what? I fucking wouldn't. Not now. Not now, I know.
I probably would because I would mistake him for a fucking hobo.
Yeah. It's like a state of
No,
mind.
because he's infected us 1,000 years later with all this crap. Actually, they probably did kill Jesus. He probably was a good man, and it was nothing like what he said
His name
about.
was Jesus.
It was just the Romans just destroyed everything he said. Probably.
And his name wasn't Jesus either.
No.
What was his name?
Whoever it was.
Nebuchadnezzar?
Apparently, Jesus of Gamala was the richest man in Judea. So basically, people are praying to what's the equivalent of Prince Charles today. That's according to Ralph Ellis, who's some biblical scholar. But then it's just all allegory anyway, really, for
Yeah.
astrotheology.
Yes. I'll say hey to the YouTube chat. Hey, everybody. Not ignoring you.
Hey.
Hello, Chad and everybody there. So, Team Marie.
The YouTube chat stopped working for me. I just closed the browser on that one.
I didn't see that. Like I said, I'm preoccupied here. So. Yeah, I know it's the new YouTube chat. It's really.
Yeah, they've made it smaller, the chat box, that you can't see as much as you used to be able to see on the old one. They've made it tighter and smaller. It's so funny. There's like any little niche that they leave open, like people out there in the earth somewhere will find a way to use it against the system, and the system has to come in and shut it down even more.
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, they must have like dark sorcerers somewhere. I don't know whether they're dark sorcerers, or probably just council people with nothing to do. They have to sit there all day long and analyze this stuff and think, no, they've got too much freedom on that Google Plus chat box. It's too liberating. We need to tighten it up some more, make it a bit more fascistic.
Can't do
No.
much.
It must go through committees and meetings and shit.
I know Betty was having trouble with it in Chrome and Firefox, you know, even just typing in. It's screwy right now. So it's like when you set up a YouTube, you can't just go live instantly, you know, like you say you wanted to start one and just go live right then. You can't. You got to put in a time like 5 minutes ahead of the time. You know, you can't just go live.
Oh, right. Wow, that's shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the NSA.
Yep.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Give them the
Fire on
finger.
this bitch. Hell yeah, I'm giving it. Y'all can't see it, but I'm giving it.
I'll tell you something, man. It doesn't do any good to say that. It
Man,
might make it makes you feel better for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But then you're still, it's a bit like eating a loaf of bread, isn't it? You really
Yeah.
haven't eaten anything properly, so you're still hungry. But you're now bloated. That's what they give
I
us.
got my weed. I got my weed. I'm good.
They give us bread and circuses to fill us up and waste our time.
Yep.
So I have a theory. I kind of put this, you know, I put this shit together, do a little research, do a little theory, and you know, about the pyramids and shit, you know, like back in Egypt and all them days. I would like to think that them motherfuckers, like, they were humans back then, but they was just way more advanced than we are today. And somewhere along the line, the motherfuckers probably like blew themselves up with nukes and shit, like we're getting ready to do. You know, like history repeats itself. So
Yeah.
maybe we blew ourselves up already once and we started over, and you know
Or
now
maybe
we're
it's
headed towards that path again.
That could be natural too, like the grand solar minimum coming up too, you know, and you know, natural things cause that, but you know, this shit don't help either. You know.
Yeah, having nukes everywhere don't help shit.
You know that Chris Everard, what he said today was that apparently that pharaoh Akhenaten, when he died, the priests that ran the empire basically took control after Akhenaten died, and they defaced all of the monuments and statues that were basically built to commemorate him, and they went mad apparently. I mean, that's his take on it. I don't know. I haven't really studied that stuff in any depth, so I don't know myself. I was listening to that Brian Forrester. He was the one saying that the Hyksos pharaohs basically took over Egypt, and they were the ones that put the he said that they put the carvings on the, where they weren't on the pyramids, but they were elsewhere in Egypt, all on the temples and that. and they were the ones that did that, but they weren't really there. That was a distraction to take people's mind off of the technology, which is what the pyramids were. There was some form of technology.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm just repeating what I've heard other people say. I haven't researched it myself.
Right. No, Kitty.
I mean, one thing you can say about the pyramids, I mean, just seeing them there in Egypt, you can tell that it's an advanced civilization that built that. I mean, very advanced, even by today's standards.
I can just read about it, and you know, hell yeah, they had to have been advanced. I've never seen them, but I'd love to go see them in person.
You know, it's funny. Up until about 1995, well, in fact, I would say later than that, even up until about 2003, even 2000, yeah, about 2003, because YouTube didn't get online until about. I mean, we had Google Plus up until then, but it wasn't quite the same standard. And up until about then, the only pictures that we'd seen of the pyramids in Britain were very disjointed, and they look kind of curiously disposed of in the desert there. But the first thing that I saw when I managed to get the internet, was that the pyramids were aligned with the star systems, and there were different angles of the pyramids where they all lined up and they looked how they're supposed to look. And that was a revelation for me, to actually see how they really looked, because the British media, or the BBC, which controls every broadcasting medium in the country, they have like hundreds and hundreds of stations and channels that they go out on, television and radio, and it's very hard to get away from them. So literally pre-internet, they controlled the information of the nation, you know, and they've done it for the last at least 150 years.
That's like here. You know, look at all the news stations, the news networks we have here. You know, that's why too keep people confused. You know?
But as soon as I saw that it's aligned with the star system, it's like, wow, you know. It's, I mean, automatically it kind of sort of shifts you into a new understanding of how much you don't know about what's really going on this planet. And that kind of woke me up quite quickly as well, as soon as I saw that.
Well, also, if I look out my bathroom window here, some Sirius coming up, and it's like there's Sirius, and then there's a star. I don't know what they are, but there's Sirius, and there's a star. It's an upside down triangle here, and I see that all the time. In the winter, So that's another thing to look at too. The Sirius.
Yeah, that's what Grimm said, to get into the cosmology. He said all the answers come when you study the cosmology. So,
true.
Yeah, I want to get into that next. There's loads of stuff that I want to do next, but I really haven't. I'll be dead by the time I finish it all.
Hopefully not.
Well, I mean, yeah, I will be, because there's just so much of it out there. I mean, it's just mind-boggling, the amount of stuff out there.
Know everything. Your freaking head would explode.
It's not really knowing everything. It's just knowing the important things, And but cosmology is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They teach us in the school books to believe that these primitive ass people, that not only did they build pyramids, but they aligned them up with stars and shit. Hell, they knew more about fucking the solar system. Yeah, cosmos, solar system shit. They knew more about that shit than we do today. The Mayan calendar was dead fucking on. Now, how in the fuck you do that sitting around? You got a stick in one hand, a fucking stone in the other hand. You're fucking beating the ground.
They didn't have all these distractions that we have today. Think about that too.
Well, I've heard that argument. They just gazed at the fucking stars all day and shit. But I mean, it took us telescopes and satellites and bullshit to figure out what little bit we know. And they figured out the same amount just looking at the fucking sky, their eyeballs. I don't know. I think they was more advanced than that. They had something. They had a telescope. They had goddamn something. To build a pyramid and line it up exactly up under a star. Line it up exactly under Orion's belt. How in the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, really. When it's amazing that what they've accomplished.
It is.
So there's definitely a high. That's what I'm saying. There's definitely, without any question, immediately you see the pyramids, you know that there's a different level of intelligence at work.
Well, it's like Blunt was saying earlier, we don't know that part of history, because they've erased it from people's memories, like, the Great Flood, all the people that knew about it are gone and get passed on, except, maybe some of these elite people knows it, maybe, or whoever's behind these elite people knows it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure they know what's going on.
So, yeah, that's like Grimace said before. It's not new technology. It's just they just brought it back and told you it was new type of thing.
Yeah, I believe that 1,000%. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about this the other day. It's if you think about the people that actually built the pyramids themselves, well, they definitely didn't use blooming clay boards with pens to mark out how they were going to construct that. So they obviously had some kind of computers back then, or the equivalent of, or maybe they weren't even using computers and they were just purely telepathic, or had a much more sophisticated development of the mind. Maybe they were able to do it like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
But they most like. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff about those computers, and I think that there's some stuff. I think Grim posted some stuff. I've seen it before as well on the internet of like underground lakes where you can see like computer layouts on an underground lake of the way that a motherboard is laid out with computer chips and all different sort of technology.
Not pyramid place, like the Aztec places and stuff like that, and the pyramids, where the pyramids are, all the way it's laid out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the stuff up underwater too. Yeah, I've seen pyramids underwater, and I think I know what you're talking about. Like you go up under the water, and it's like kind of etched into the rock or whatever, maybe. But it looks like
apparently, somebody put up a video years ago about the Temple of Solomon, and that's apparently like a chip on a computer motherboard. That's the way that's laid out. So that may well be something that they've brought back from the ancient world. That I'd say that fits. It seems to fit to me. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They didn't I mean, there's evidence on some of them stones. I've read there's saw marks and shit. There's places drudged out where the earth is dug out, where it looks exactly like like you're gonna put a crane there or a large saw or something. That's where a large tool would go. There's areas around the pyramid are there that that's what they look like. Like pits and shit. Places where large equipment would have sat to do that work, saw, lift, just to do all that shit. Plus, like I said, there's saw marks on the stones and shit like that. So. Have y'all heard of Puma Punku?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of it on YouTube.
Yes.
It's in Bolivia, and that stone right there, I want to say the pyramid stone is like limestone. It's hard. It would definitely be hard to cut with primitive tools. But at Puma Punku, the shit is made out of fucking diorite and granite. And they say the only thing that can cut that is fucking diamond.
Yes.
So explain that.
Right.
And then etched in, they got the big fucking blocks they cut out, but etched into those blocks, they say are like designs that are so fucking precise and just I was watching the dude. He was what do you call himself? A precisionist, a professional precisionist. He was going up to these carvings at Puma Punku. He was going up to them. He was putting his tool up there, and it was carved so precisely, his fucking tool couldn't even read it. He's like, man, this is more precise than my
I've seen
fucking
that.
tool can read.
Yeah.
You know, primitive, they were not primitive. Fuck, guys, they were not primitive
No.
people back then.
They weren't. They just want us to think that they were primitive.
And it seems that the people that are running the show today, they went around the world to destroy all of those other cultures as well,
Yes. Yes.
like the Aztecs.
Yep.
I heard that from somebody else on here, about the Aztecs. That's who killed them. Was they come over here and killed them to hide that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. It's fucking nuts, man. It's a mystery. They're definitely, I feel like they definitely do know the truth. The elite, at least, have got to know the truth. So why hide it? What's the secret? What's the big fucking deal? I mean, I guess the New World Order, I guess, but I don't know. It's fucked up.
It does make you wonder what their motivation is. I mean, the excuses are to rule the earth so that they can release their progenies onto the earth, destroy everyone else, so that literally they're going to inherit the whole earth and for their own family. That's one hypothesis.
Right.
And then the other one is to control the whole earth and make sure that they retain their power into the future. But with the destruction of all the other cultures on the planet and all the other sacred monuments, I mean, they've destroyed Iraq, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, that's where they came from. That's where all hydroponics came from.
Yes.
And I just wonder what the purpose of all of that is. And I do question as to whether there isn't some kind of outside influence at work behind the scenes that's maintaining these puppets in power. Because the other question I ask is, why hasn't mankind responded adequately to these psychopaths?
Like was saying, about how they hypnotize you, the frequency.
Yeah, I suppose really, if you go back into the 1800s,
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have as much power as they've got today. That's for sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I just wonder why. I suppose they've just done a great job of hypnotism for the last 100 years. Plus the war. I mean, that's obviously helped a great deal. But then they've been, that's not a new thing, these wars and these mass acts of genocide.
No, not at all.
Yeah. What was you going to say?
I forgot. Oh no, no. Can you just psychopathic? You just said it yourself. You're wondering why they would do all this, or outside influence. Yeah. Why does that have to be the case? It's just psychopath. They like to control everything or whatever the fuck it is. So if you wonder why they're doing it. Because they're psychopaths,
It's on a much bigger scale. There has to be a reason for it. That's why.
Okay, yeah.
They don't do shit
Can
by
you
accident.
imagine being a psychopath? Can you imagine thinking like a psychopath? That's what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying, Delete. I'll tell you, who gives a fuck why they're doing it? They're doing it, They're just crazy. Fucking psychopaths.
I think Greg's trying to join the chat, but I might drop out because it's getting pretty late here anyway. So I'll make space for someone else to come in.
Booted out.
Yeah, I think they're trying to join. So I'll catch you all next time.
See ya, Jamer.
Thank you.
See ya.
Like,
Catch you later, James. I see Mick drop that. We'll see you, Mick. Okay. So been screwy. I know he came in like 3-4 times and 3 times. Try again. You have a sheep on the paddle.
Got a sheep in here.
Chad,
Yeah, his icon.
it's a joke.
I know. Y'all want to try to build a pyramid?
No, I haven't tried.
I got plenty of sticks. I got some rocks. You know, I got like a little makeshift hatchet. We can chop down some trees, rollers.
Some ABS pipe.
Okay. There we go. Finally. 6 more times.
Mine says he's in here.
He's in here, yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Grim?
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
Dude, I've been over there. I didn't realize you had a show going on. I was wrapped up in. I was in a different hangout, a different show going on. We got like 150 people over there in the hangout.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah. But they were really pretty receptive to a lot of the vaccine information.
That's good.
What's that? Yeah.
I said that's good. Yeah.
So
We were talking about pyramids, shit like that. Normal shit, I guess.
I think Chad's echoing Rebel's
Echo.
words. What's up, Rebel? I couldn't really hear you,
Yeah.
bro.
What up? Is that better?
A little bit.
Yep.
It's weird. It's like, I think you got a noise going on, like a fan all the time. And so your microphone is trying to noise cancel that shit. And it's creating a problem for your voice. A lot of static, right, guys? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you still on too? Rebel?
I turned my mic down. Is it still staticky?
Not nearly.
That's better.
Okay. I don't know what it was doing.
It's auto-controlling itself. I know how that works. That sucks. Anyway, so hey guys.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up? What's the show? What's going on?
And we've been
Right.
talking about all kinds of stuff. So
Cool.
Yeah, we
It's
just got
what-
off talking about the pyramids and shit. How we don't think primitive people built the pyramids.
Right? Agreed.
I don't think that shit was aliens though.
no. No.
Me neither.
If I start seeing aliens, I'm immediately gonna think, oh, that's the government and their new space age technology, you know, trying to stage that alien invasion, bringing the new world order.
That's like I keep saying, Graham, you know, they push something, you know, like the alien thing. It's, you know, misdirection.
Yep.
Damn, I type fast nowadays.
Hmm?
Y'all hear that shit? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. Man. Don't everybody talk at once.
I know, right?
When we get everybody here too, right?
I know. What's going on?
Well, someone mentioned aliens
Yeah.
briefly. So I try and wrap my mind around this whole space exploration thing. If space is a vacuum and we can't propel ourselves or steer in a vacuum, unless I'm mistaken, how have we been everywhere we say we've been? You know what I mean? Or am I not seeing this right? Or understanding this right?
I'm with you, bro. I mean, I don't know really space, but I've always been iffy about NASA. I've always thought the moon landing stage, all that other bullshit they're doing. I think it's like disguise for space weapons. Militarizing the upper atmosphere. Maybe not even space, but they're building shit to strike from way up there. And NASA's just like a front for that. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I don't think they know shit about outer space.
Yeah, it's like I just find it really hard to believe to shoot a space station up into space, keep it fully operational, and all that.
Yeah, makes you wonder.
Yeah. Isn't it
Joule
kind of,
Thomson effect, kinetic theory of gas expansion in a vacuum, does make you wonder.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But then again, could be a lot easier to move around up there with electric fields than
Mm-hmm.
we could imagine. They might have figured that out a long time ago in experiments up there and near there.
Through manipulating the medium or the ether, I guess.
Well, the field around it,
Being able to manipulate it or control it.
or just magnetically attracts to the magnetosphere,
Right.
and then from around there you go. From there, you're there along the dielectric plane. I don't know.
That'd be kind of
What do
cool.
I know? I'm fucking tired, guys. I've been chatting like for half the day, and I don't know why. Because it's exciting when you're talking to new people to break them into new information and get them all excited about it,
Yeah,
I wanted
totally.
to give you guys that for later. The Hangouts. Right here's that link for after the show.
Mm.
To go over and meet some people and join in with some new people too that are receptive to these,
Cool.
normal
What are those,
cognitive ideas. Normally people get cognitive dissonance on you. I'm not saying
What
the
are those,
whole place is full of friendlies, but there's a lot of friendlies there. Yeah.
Was that where you came from?
Yeah.
That community over there?
Yeah. It's the philosophy, science, political, whatever, something hangout.
Oh, okay. Speaking of new people, I was able to introduce some of Dr. John Bergman. That's who we've been watching with the vaccines exposure and all that. I was able to.
What about it?
I just got muted. That was weird.
Huh.
Anyways, Just a couple friends online. Probably, I think 2 or 3.
Sweet.
Talking about vaccines and vaccine court.
Right.
It's nice to spread the word, you know.
Oh yeah, just like our checking in with each other, see what we've been up to once a week. Yeah.
I've been trying to get more new faces coming in our hangouts.
I got a friend who sent Ojo Rojo sent me a CD for me to get to Debbie. I haven't talked to her yet, so I don't know how she's doing, whatever, to say anything. But I got that CD. If anybody sees it before I do.
She was on the YouTube chat earlier.
Yeah, it stopped working for us. It didn't happen anymore. It's the new format. Yeah.
Well, I left a message.
Nice.
Watch some more. We're getting You brush your hair with a pine cone?
You like that?
I didn't even brush mine. I just threw on the beanies in the house, so you guys don't have to see that I don't brush my hair.
I haven't left the house today, man. It's all good.
Take care, Delete.
Hey, your other friend left too. That was weird. Whoever muted me wasn't in the chat.
Google. It's Google.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, who the fuck is Giggles?
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, thanks for joining you guys. 3 next time.
Oh, is this we're at the end of the show?
Huh?
We're
No, I
at
was
the
telling
end.
them.
Grim, you look so much different without your beard on.
Thank you. Everything. I feel colder.
I was about to say, does it feel different?
Yeah. Cold feels really cold when you touch it, you know. I'm not cold though. Looks like I'm cold with this damn hat on.
Oh my god.
How long's this show been going on?
No. I started like at 9:20. My time.
Shit. It's been going on about. How many watchers we got? Who's in the chat fucking with us?
Nobody
Lee Stanton was in there talking shit to Jamer.
All right.
He said one thing though.
I said,
That was all right. I just ignored it.
Well, hey, U10, how y'all doing? 8? Excuse me. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have got all burnt out and then hopped on your show. I'm all fucking sitting down too long. Ready to jump on my treadmill. Meal. Is that a Freudian or what? Jump on the treadmill. Take another bite of.
Ooh.
Can't even open these. Stupid baggie. Rip the whole Ziploc right off there. Okay. Bother me. Damn, somebody fire up the conversation. I feel like I already just talked about everything there is, so that's why I'm not like even starting.
Yeah, we covered about everything. Try to anyway.
Well, we could hop over and try and talk to some new people, because now it won't be like an echo chamber. Like anything I'm gonna say to you guys, you've probably already heard it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, weird.
Too bad you can't just drag people from one, like their names, from one hangout to another. Like you want to add them, add them.
You can, but
No, you can't. I'm trying it right now. I'm trying to drag people from that conversation to drop them into this conversation. I mean, I have to type their names in there. Hey, I know people that I didn't know I knew. I remember I knew.
good night, robot. I guess. I'm out.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't want to. It's just, why are we live? We're not doing nothing. Is there anything? I mean, I feel like I don't want to just leave. I mean,
Oh shit! Yeah. Yeah.
I also want to smoke some of this cigarette.
It's been 3 hours, so yeah. Anyway. We'll see you next Saturday, y'all. Same time. So, we'll catch you later. Peace and love. Bye.
Bye, y'all.